Hey there, welcome back to Battlefield Hardline. Here is a video about the RPK, which I just recently tried out, because usually what happens to me is that I get killed with a specific weapon very frequently, and then I get curious even though I probably would have never touched this weapon otherwise. I just get curious. I'm like, if so many people use it, I want to know what the fuss is all about. And I have to say, I actually did use this weapon just for like a short moment, for maybe a couple minutes or so, just when the robbery DLC came out. And I didn't really like it because I just felt like, I don't know, I just couldn't put my fingers on it. But now that I saw that a lot of people use it, I thought I'm going to give it a second chance. And I actually have done this with many weapons. I've, didn't like the Uzi right away and then fell in love with it. And the problem is this gun you can only have as a medic. I think it's only as a medic, yeah. And I just really don't like to play the medic. As you know, if you've been following me, I just don't like to play the medic because I like to take vehicles down, and you can't do that as a medic. All you can do is revive people, and that's great. I mean, medics are needed, but funny is, there are so many medics always in all the Battlefield games, and you rarely ever get revived. So I don't really know why, more than half of the team usually is playing as medics if they don't help their team. It's like, so many times I played with teams where we had 10 medics, and they didn't revive anybody ever, and we lost. And the other team, the enemy team, they kept reviving their members, and that's why they won, because they didn't lose tickets, and we lost tickets like crazy. So here you can see there's actually a couple people who are reviving, and I try to make an effort to revive. Actually, I had to get used to this because I never played a medic, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I don't have an ammo pack, which is another thing that I don't like. When you are the enforcer, you can carry out the ammo for everyone, and everyone is always screaming for ammo. That was even the same thing in Battlefield 4. There was never enough ammo. And yes, the good thing about Hardline versus Battlefield 4 is that you can actually walk up to one of your team members and you can actually take ammo from them. The only problem is that if they keep running away from you and you're surrounded by enemies and you're so focused on getting ammo from this guy that you just get shot. Happened to me many times. I was too focused on getting ammo that I didn't pay attention to the enemies around me. It's actually it's good in a emergency situation. If you're close to someone and you're completely out of ammo, you can quickly grab a few bullets. But in general, it's better, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. They're like, well, I don't have to drop any ammo packs, they can just come to me and get it. But, I always drop ammo packs as often as I can, and I usually try to drop them where it's safe, not in the middle of a corridor where there is crossfire going on, which is another silly thing. It's like, why do you drop an ammo pack right in front of the enemy? I don't go there and get ammo. Are you kidding me? I'm just gonna get shot. So drop the ammo pack, behind a wall, behind a dark corner, or somewhere where your team can easily access the ammo, and trust me, they will come and get your ammo, and you get a ton of points. But anyway, back to the RPK. This gun's got actually way more recoil than I was expecting it to have. I was super surprised because it's almost felt like a battle rifle, and the power is not so bad. As you can see here, it picks up really bad, and you can't just spray. It's definitely not a spray gun, at least not if you don't have any attachments. And what you can see here, I didn't have any attachments here besides the sight. I think I got that one with a key or something. But once you get used to the recoil and just the way it shoots, it's actually a pretty decent weapon. It's fun to use. Besides that you have to play as a medic, but if that's your thing, I mean, you should definitely try it out. It's once you have the attachment, I'm sure it will get a lot better. I definitely had a few good games with this gun, but I wouldn't say it's the best gun. I usually prefer the FMG or any other SMG, especially in this map, and otherwise I still prefer the battle rifles. I think they're a little bit more powerful, not necessarily more accurate since they also have a lot of recoil, but definitely more powerful and somehow more satisfying. I'm just a huge fan of the battle rifles, but that's really like a matter of taste. But, you know, back to, I mean, there's really nothing more to say about this weapon, which is a Russian weapon. It's from the 1950s, and I think it got implemented in 61. And I think it's a pretty popular weapon in real life. So, you know, I'm not usually a big fan of weapon stats. There's lots of YouTube pages that talk all about that. I mean, who really cares? This is just a game, and you want to know how it performs in the game. Weapons don't usually perform the same way they do in real life, because game developers have to balance the weapons so people feel like there is a variety in weapons, and they have to make it fair, you know, so that people don't just like start using just one weapon, which actually does happen a lot. Sometimes everyone is using the same weapon and it gets kind of like a little boring, but I feel like in Hardline there's a really nice variety of weapons. There's so many good weapons in this game, but believe it or not, people are still asking for more weapons. I just recently watched a video, actually an interview video with developers of Hardline, and they were saying that people are asking for more weapons and they will definitely put in more weapons. They say they are listening to people, they want to make sure people get what they want, and so I know I'm supposed to revive those guys here, but look at this, they just keep coming up and they keep coming up and they just keep coming up. It's like, you know, crazy. I think I have them all now, but I couldn't help this guy. But anyway, yeah, what he also mentioned is that there are lots of Easter eggs, and I don't think we've found all of them yet. And also, there's something big happening at the end, just like in Battlefield 4, with the bow that you could open up. You had to go down with the elevator and you know, find secret codes and then combine them all and put them into the elevator somehow. I never did that. That was way too much work for me. I'm not really into doing a lot of work in games, because, you know, work for me is work. This is what I do to make money, and gaming is what I do to just relax. And, you know, having to find things is not necessarily like relaxing for me. But anyway, he said there's going to be a lot of codes and things that we have to actually find and watch out for and collect. And I have heard there are some things, but, you know, I really would have to like walk around and find them, and I probably will just be shot all the time if that happens. But if you're the kind of person who maybe is interested in finding codes and, you know, make a note of them and maybe screenshot them and collect them and maybe see if you can find out what's going on, because there's definitely something big happening at the end, you know, maybe at the very last DLC or so. And that's always going to be fun, because even if you can't maybe solve the problem yourself, or you can't unlock that particular thing because you didn't collect all the codes and whatever you had to do, it's still always fun to find out what they put into the game. And who knows, I mean, they have big plans for the upcoming DLCs. I'm super excited, I can't wait. But, you know, I'm still having a ton of fun with this DLC as of today, and I think this came out like 4 weeks ago. I'm still not bored at all with this. I still have a ton of fun. I can play those 4 maps over and over and over every day for hours, and, you know, it's always a different outcome. It's just totally fun. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of RPK gameplay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this weapon again. I may not, I'm not sure. I have also been using the MDC. Maybe I'm gonna post some videos about this. But yeah, in the meantime, happy gaming and thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, bye bye.